Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what screams I'm not a good person? Never accepting blame for anything. Disrespectful of people's personal property in their home. Constantly telling people you are a good person. Being a dick to everyone else, then trying to excuse that behavior by saying I'm just brutally honest. Laughing at / making fun of other people's interests and hobbies. Punching down, i.e. treating those below you badly, be that at work, service workers, children, etc. because you perceive yourself as higher status. Talking shit about mutual friends when they're not around. If they'll do that with your other friends, damn sure they're doing it with you too. Littering. Taking any kind of criticism or conflicting opinion as a personal attack. No, battering everyone else's opinions into the ground and eventually personally attacking others and questioning their intelligence for disagreeing with you isn't healthy discourse. Hurting animals. Never paying debts, even small ones. If you borrow money, even $1, with the promise to pay back, do so. Stealing stuff, lying to people, avoiding your responsibilities and sticking someone else with the bill. Making fun of other people's appearances, especially of things that aren't easily, immediately fixable and cost money to do so, acne, crooked teeth, big noses and such. Edit, wow, my first silver. Thank you so much. I know this sounds manipulative and rude, but, manipulative statement, shit like that. Too proud to apologize. Edit, thank you for the silver, kind stranger. Mocking people for liking unpopular but harmless things. Playing music audibly on public transport when others can hear. Shreddiger's douchebag. Judging whether or not what you just said was a joke depending on the reaction of people around you. Consistently talking shit behind people's backs. Treating wait staff badly. If they are willing to be rude to someone in public, I can only imagine the kinds of stuff they say in private. People who proudly state that they are assholes and have no intentions to change for anyone. The world doesn't revolve around you, quit being a dick. People will always blame everyone else for leaving them. Like all my exes were crazy is probably not true, you probably did something to drive them off the edge. Not being introspective enough to realize you're the root of your problems is probably one. Removed. Changing lanes without using your turn signals. Saw this in another thread, but those people who throw popcorn onto the floor when they see a movie theater employee to give them something to do. I try to be a good person but am probably failing and I don't even know it. Edit, holy shit 1.1 Kelvin upvotees thank you so much, 3. My first job was in retail, and I used to think the worst bottom of the pile people were the kind of PPL who would take a shitload of clothes from hangers and try them on and just leave a heap on the floor in the change room. Ever mentioning survival of the fittest as an excuse for being a masshole? Edit, I meant in a serious, actually believes it way. I think it's perfectly okay to joke about Darwin Awards and stuff. Not taking personal responsibility for your actions and purposefully withholding important information from someone for your own self-preservation or selfish reasons. Being rude because you haven't had your coffee yet or some similar excuse. Be an adult like the rest of us and learn to control your emotions regardless of your caffeine intake. How you treat individuals who work in the service industry, for example, waiters, janitors, etc. Queue jumping. Those people cutting others off the line just because they think they should be first are spawns of to-be devil. When you mention something from a prior conversation and when they don't remember having the conversation they like I probably wasn't even listening haha like just say I don't remember damn. Leaving your shopping cart in a parking space. Someone who goes out of their way to insult / criticize anyone or for the smallest mistake, or inconsistency. Disguising yourself as a snake knowing your brother loves snakes, waiting until he picks you up and then transforming back onto yourself yelling dwarg. It's me. And stabbing him. At 8 years old. Anyone who abuse kids, the elderly or animals. Being rude to servers, retail workers etc. Being flaky. Agreeing to do things then not even having the common courtesy to let you know they aren't going to show up. If they're an anti-vaxxer. Fuck you if you're an anti-vaxxer. People recording themselves giving homeless people money or food for social media. No awareness of their wrongdoings and is non-trustworthy. Seems like a no-brainer. Pushing a boy out of a tower window to keep banging your sister a secret. When someone is clearly thinking about what they are going to say next instead of listening to the person talking. Once or twice this is okay, but if it's all the time then that person is probably very egotistical. Edit. To add that I am also super socially awkward and struggling to think of what to say, but I think there's a huge difference between someone who is confident and doing this because they want to be the center of attention and someone who is nervous and shy and just trying to join in. As someone who worries a lot about what to say and when it's extra tough when I end up talking to someone who isn't listening to me and wants to just tell me what they think. I had a doctor like that for a while, drove me crazy. You can tell a lot about someone by how they treat animals. Cigarette butts out the car window. Backstabbing people but appears to be nice and helpful in your face. Being unkind. No elaboration necessary, kindness is possible in all circumstances. Anti-vaxxers. People that make their cats go vegan. Having severed heads of children on their mantle. Judging people because they don't want to spend $1,000 on a fucking iPhone and have an Android instead. People who are unnecessarily rude and demanding to waiters or staff for no reason. That sense of arrogance and self-entitlement is a huge red flag IMO. Coughing / sneezing without covering your mouth / nose properly. Uncontrollable lying. Publicly ridiculing a person. It ruins their self-esteem and makes that person look bad. When a person thrives and builds a community off of the insecurities of others. For example, by picking on somebody and playing it off as a joke continuously, or constantly bringing up how lowly people would be without them. They tend to lack any encouraging words and don't ever say anything complimentary. If I could choose one phrase to describe these people, it would be not to be rude or anything, but people who aren't able to be excited for you when you succeed, no matter how small the success. They always see other people's success as a threat to their own worth. Then, they'll get upset if you don't celebrate for them. I had a best friend in HS, now an ex-BFF, who yelled at me that I didn't deserve to get a flute solo in our marching band show because I was drum major. Believe me, I didn't want it / ask for it. I have bad anxiety. Anyways, what makes it worse was that she had a major solo, the whole ballad 1 year, every single year. She just didn't know how to celebrate anyone but herself. Calling things cringe for no reason. Just making fun of people for the things they love that don't hurt anyone else. You're not better than them, you're likely significantly worse. People who pretend it's okay to be jerks because they are self-aware about it. You are not. You are most definitely not self-aware with that logic. Not thanking the bus driver. If you hurt an animal that wasn't attacking you, you never take responsibility for your own actions, or you cheat on your partner. Also, people who only live in the moment with absolutely no foresight or care for the consequences of their actions. Wearing a MAGA hat. I don't care if I get downvoted, it's true regardless. No orphees, but ___________. Spoiling movies or shows. I'll be faithful once I put a ring on it. Ignoring people. If you have ever uttered "it's just business" at work, chances are you are a narcissistic asshole no matter where you are. Bullying people with disabilities. Having the name Karen, and then taking the kids. Being openly and proudly racist, actually racist, not the meaningless bullshit reasons people attach to the word nowadays, abandoning your kids, raging narcissism, gaslighting. I could go on. Playing the victim when confronted. When a political view takes over their whole identity. I went on a date with someone who pointed and laughed in a midget's face when we were out. I was drunk, I should have left. I did give him an anal fissure though later that night, and I never went out with him again. Catcalling. The people who use "if you can't handle me" asterisk at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best as a bio on Tinder or social media. Encroaching on others' space on the bus or train by sitting with legs wide apart, elbows and forearms well over into the space of the next seat, no awareness of the fact this is making the other person extremely uncomfortable. Swastika tattoo. When you can't ever take constructive criticism, but if someone does something wrong, you go on full attack mode. SMH, I hate people like that. Forcing your beliefs onto others. Kids who interrupt the teacher every 5 seconds. Someone who's hella mean to someone for no apparent reason. Abandoning their kids. Leaving your shopping cart wherever the hell you parked instead of walking it to the cart return. Blaring a Bluetooth speaker on the ski hill. There are few things as peaceful as a soft, quiet ride up a chairlift, and few things as irritating as an onslaught of tinny country music coming from the chair behind you. Pat the bunny. Edit, thanks for the silver folk punk friend. Remember, your heart is a muscle the size of your fist. Girl in the grade below me died of cancer. Kids who bullied her cried like she was their best friend. Other people who barely knew her cried. When someone asked why I didn't seem upset, I told them I hardly knew her. It's like hearing in the news that someone in California died in a car crash. That happens every day. That got them pretty riled up and angry, and they started to shout stuff about how I was heartless and all I wanted to do was punch her in the face so hard because she had never given 2 shots about the girl who died until now for attention because she was a crying girl. There were guys doing the same thing too. I wanted to kick the shit out of them. Especially the bullies. Cut the shit, you fucking low-life scum. You didn't give a rat's ass about her until you had the opportunity to gain something from her death. They were no better than the kids who straight up said she was annoying and stupid after her death.